Okay, so if you're watching this video, you've probably been on self-improvement for a couple of weeks now. Just been doing the good habits, what food you're eating, how much time you're spending on your phone and all of that stuff. What you're doing with your time, if you're being productive or not. And you are, in a sense, before, you weren't really looking at the day and analysing, you're sort of just consuming before, but now you've got the time and you're thinking, oh, I've got so much free time now that I'm not in my bed watching videos or jacking off. So you start to notice the smaller things when you're in self-improvement, right? I'm sure you can agree with me on this. And your choices throughout the day. So when you make a bad decision, it really does begin to mess with you in a sense that you start having a negative thought. So I've got a story, right? You could probably relate to this. So you do self-improvement for a couple of weeks and then you haven't jacked off, and then when you will relapse. You begin thinking, oh, I've lost my streak, I've given up. And yes, you have done something bad, but it's not. You just got to look at the progress that you've made already. And you feel way more ashamed about yourself because you've been learning about how bad these things are. You've been watching Hamza, myself, and Andrew Huberman. You've been learning about how detrimental these bad habits are to you. So I remember when I do the bad habits, right, and I'd eat junk food or jerk off. I mean, the build-up, the dopamine rush is insane, bro, beforehand, but afterwards, you feel so shit and almost guilty because you're better than that, really. However, and I'm not saying this all the time, we should be doing this all the time, we criticize ourselves. However, in reality, we should be doing the opposite. We should be almost proud of our progress. I saw one of the messages under one of Hamza's videos recently, and it said something along the lines of we should strive for progress, not perfection. And I think that sort of lifted the cover a little bit off of the self-improvement journey for me, because when you're in it, you feel like everything has to be nailed down perfectly, especially if you've got like an anxiety attachment style. You feel like everything should be pinpoint accurate, right? And we just need to get out of that mentality. Before, I was trying to be perfect from the offset, trying to quit video games whilst hundreds of hours have been played in the last months on video games, trying to quit porn for good, even though not even too long ago I was jacking off multiple times every single day, and trying to quit junk food whilst in at 90 plus kilograms and eating Doritos every fucking day since before then. So you can see where I'm coming from, right? You're not going to be perfect, at least not yet. Perfection is almost like it's the end goal, right? Progress is progress makes up 99.9% of the journey anyways. So of course it's not a bad thing to strive for perfection, but make sure it just doesn't come to your detriment where it's becoming a negative thing to be on self-improvement, which it shouldn't be. Because in the past, I've found that many times in the past, it would get almost too much and it'd be like I'm over-analysing every single thing, whether this would be right to do on a self-improvement journey or whether this is wrong. I think we should try and focus less on that and just focus more on the progress. You should be proud of where you've come from. If you were like me and you've been doing what I've listed, and now you hopefully have been on a dopamine detox, been meditating early nights, working out consistently, bro, if you just keep this progress up, you're going to see significant changes in your mental state and physical state. You don't have to be perfect right now. This is all about the process. So just keep on it and don't beat yourself up too much, alright? Because I have in the past and it is not helping you at all. So after you've indulged in a bad habit, next time, just make sure you think back. Instead of thinking guiltily, is that even a word, bro? Instead of being guilty of what you've just done, just think about, you made the conscious decision, hopefully, beforehand. Just think about the progress you've made. You were jerking off 3 times a day, every day, if you were bad. And now look at you. Once a week, twice, 2 weeks, once. You made so much progress and you should be proud of yourself. So yeah, every time you indulge, think back on the progress you've made. That way you don't beat yourself up and you feel somewhat happy that you're on the right path. So a bit of a random video, but hopefully it was helpful to you. Alright, see you in a bit.